Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list here today. Today's a big day. This is the day that traders live for. Okay, it's fun when we have one of these days, and what I mean when I say one of these days is it's a really big day. There's a lot of stocks, penny stocks. You have the market's on fire. There's just a lot of opportunity that's presenting itself so far this morning. So it gets traders on their edge. It gets traders excited, ready. More people will be in the market because there are more, better plays essentially, right? That's what happens. What I'm getting at is you have ZSAN, PDLI, ECYT, ZSAN. As I said that NETE. There may be a few others now, but there is already 4 stocks that look crazy good to trade today. So just that in itself is going to probably bring in more volume to the market, right? Because some people don't trade if they're not feeling it. They don't see something they like, they don't trade it. But right now there's seems to be a lot of opportunity, which in return should bring in a little bit more volume to the marketplace. Now, whether or not you trade well or not, that's still all up to you. The opportunities are there, but you still have to trade well yourself, right? So I'm excited for the day. I want to do really well. I'm not gonna go all crazy, all in, or anything like that. But I'm gonna try to make a good amount of money today. 1 second. What's up, Mr. Cornet? Let's see. So we're gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna show you something really cool here about ZSAN that a lot of people probably aren't even paying attention to. Now, yeah, we'll still get into it. I'm gonna show you here right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and share the screen. We're not gonna go over. Actually, we're probably gonna go over quite a bit, to be honest. But first things first, right? I'm gonna show you something, and by the time it's done, it might blow your mind. All right, so we know ZSAN, the stock we're looking at here on my computer. We know this thing has ran like crazy for the past couple days, right? We know this. It's up. It went up to $25, starting from $5, right? So really big. Yesterday, it peaked out here at about $25, crashed, kind of bottomed out a little bit, and then it started popping back up here pre-market. All right, so remember that. The top, crash, squeeze up the next day pre-market. All right, now let's look at this stock chart, KBSF. And I'm going to pull up this thing, and we're going to go 5 days. We're going to go, I need to take this down, or up, shall I say. Okay. And we're going to do days, 180 days. Okay, so remember what I just showed you there on ZSAN. Now, for some of you, you may not remember this. For others, especially if they're in our trading room, they remember this stock right here. Okay, penny stock. It went absolutely nuts, and it went from $2 all the way to $15 in one day. It crashed right at the end of the day, bottomed out pre-market, or sorry, after hours, squeezed up pre-market, and dumped all the way down, and then ended up fading out for the rest of the day. Okay, let me show you another one. It's called CHFS. Give it a second. All right, let's scroll all the way back. Ooh, and here we go again. Stock goes crazy from $4 to a high of $23 in one day, crashes at the end of the day, comes back up a little bit pre-market or after hours, and then it squeezes back up pre-market to retest the previous day's high, fails to do so, and then it crashes. You guys remember DCIX? I'm sure you remember this one too. All right, let's go all the way back. Here we go, right here. Stock squeezes up, crashes before the end of the day, kind of consolidates after hours trading, squeezes up pre-market, trying to break through the previous day's high, and it completely crashes. Now we go back to ZSAN in real time today. Stock's been going crazy, 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 crazy. It squeezes up, crashes, bottoms out pre-market, or bottoms out after hours, comes back up pre-market, trying to reach the previous day's high. It will most likely crash. So with having that said, I'm pretty sure ZSAN is going to finally have that big red day we've been looking for. So again, and if you go back to CHFS, DCIX, KBSF, all those were up, you know, when they had that big red day, they all dropped like $10, $12, $13 that day, right? So a lot of opportunity just on this stock alone. Okay, but you do have to be careful with ZSAN. It has, on average, it spreads basically 20 to 50, 60 cents. All right, so you got to be really careful trading that, kind of know what you're doing when you're trading it. Over to the next one, NETE. Oh, I got to get off this time frame. We don't need that. All right, so NETE spiked up yesterday, then it got crushed, then it had a short squeeze. So, right, this is what happened yesterday. Yesterday it popped up, short sellers piled in, crushed it all the way down, and then, you know, they were holding on. The stock started to turn around and come back up, and then all the short sellers that piled in, right? So all the short sellers that were in earlier in the day, they were holding all day long. Their stop losses started getting hit. Then it just caused a massive squeeze right before the end of the day. Then you have this popping up. I wonder if there's any news on this morning. I haven't even checked. There's a little bit of news, nothing crazy. So again, now it's squeezing up pre-market, right? This was nonetheless then definitely a short squeeze. So the probability of this holding up is still less likely, right? So we have NETE, which is a really big stock, up pre-market this morning. It has no news. All right, this stock in itself has zero news. What time did that come out? So there's quite a bit of news that actually came out even, I mean, yesterday, yeah, I know it had news, but maybe some came out later in the day that might have helped make this move happen. But again, this is going to be a stock that is really traded today. Again, it has resistance here at $12. Right? So you got to keep that in mind. We already see it here pre-market. We've tapped it once, twice, 3 times. So we technically failed that ascent, like that little breakout, that flat top breakout. We failed, and now it's pulling back below. So this might go red again on the day. Just got to be careful with it because it was a little bit fakey, right? It was a little fakey in here. We came down, we squeezed up, we wanted to go higher, didn't we? You know, it was a little fakey because it was so heavily traded right in the morning. So definitely going to be careful trading this one as well, but definitely think there's opportunity on it. Now, one second, I'm going to go into PDLI. I think that's the one. A PDLI was an earnings winner. This was like $2, $2.60, pops up to $3.35. If you look at the daily chart, it's got a lot of resistance here at $3.35 from its last big drop, or sorry, $3.55. So it's got a lot of overhead resistance. This is just one to keep on watch. It is an earnings win, so you just keep it on watch. I'm probably not going to trade it. I'll probably trade NETE and ZSAN. All right. So just keep PDLI on your watch list, and then lastly, look at what the market's doing this morning. This is the SPY, right? This thing is just really just shot up out of nowhere. If you look at this daily chart, it does appear that it was in a bullish pattern right here. It was on a nice bullish uptick. We went through a pullback. Now we're starting to push higher, and now we're really knocking on the door of probably this 278, 280 area. Where are we at? 276. Okay, so we're up to 276, so that's good. Right, so the market's fully green. There's probably going to be a little bit more volume than usual after the market's picking up like that this morning. So again, today looks like it's going to be a pretty good day for trading. So keep your eyes on UVXY and TVIX as the market's going crazy right now. NETE, it's hard to say. That one's a little bit fakey. I think NETE, I think it'll do a little bit of a chopping around motion in the morning. I'm not too sure, honestly, but ZSAN, pretty positive we'll see this one come down. All right, guys, so anywho, that's all I have for you today on the watch list. What time is it? Okay. So that's all I got for you today on the watch list. Hope you guys like it. Again, keep your eyes on keep your eyes on ZSAN for sure, and definitely NETE. Those are like the two really like big runners, you could say. The market makers loves big running stocks. They can make a lot of money on them with spreads. When they're heavily traded, you know, I mean, they make money on every stock. What's it even matter? But they'll, you know, they can be a little bit more challenging to read sometimes. So thank you guys again for joining in this morning. It's Friday, so I will catch you guys all on Monday morning then. All right, take care. Oh, and stay green. Okay, that's also good.